Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits only temporarily those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Together, run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watchman around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gonna bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war cry. Fight down, me say Rastafari. War and cry and do that righteousness. Hey, we love Jah, and we love Jah, Jah, and we love Jah, Jah, Rastafari, save all people. Hey, we love Jah, we love Jah, Jah, Rastafari, we love Jah, Jah, Rastafari, preserve all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just as I and I say, watch your man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way, prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and fight down war and fight. Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all. And we love Jah, Jah, me love Jah, Jah, me love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all. Me love Jah, Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight, and then DJ Twink.
Good morning, and welcome. It's the 1st of January 2026. Welcome to Global TV this morning. Thank you all for joining us on the first day of the new year. Politicians and pastors continue to steal and tell lies. So obviously, our work continues just the same. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. A job based on a gentleman handshake. A job that he don't know about, don't care about, nor wish to know, or a job that they are protecting Dennis Pachong from. Dennis Pachong sat with Lady Bellamy of Compton, and you're going to hear this morning and decide for yourself what Dennis Pachong says and what Dennis Pachong really means. And for that matter, if you believe Dennis Pachong. We also come out for Khalil this morning. Yeah, you know the little waff dog girl over Parliament? The one where from them kick out Valerie Curtis, a be upside down, turn me around, galangin agwan over Parliament. It comes to the point where I think our employment law need to be repeal, review, and updated based on what we are seeing in the highest office in our country, in Parliament. You don't even have employment rights. Your job isn't secure. It is really based on the whims and fancy of those corrupt crooks, such as the Speaker of the House and the others that you have to toddle through in that swelter of corruption. Will the people of Jamaica look at where they have been heading, and will they make a conscious decision to take a turn? Because the country ought to and would have realized by now that the country somewhere along the journey has taken a wrong turn. Good morning. Welcome to Global TV. Thank you all for joining us. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning. Welcome to this, what we would call January morning. We'll come out for Khalil and we'll come out for Dennis Pachong. We could chat about Khalil first, no? Morning, everybody. Oh, no, do. Happy New Year to you all. Welcome. Thank you all for your years of support and your continued support throughout 2025. and we look forward for an exciting journey, all of us together, and those who will be joining the bandwagon later on. We look forward for a productive year. However, we are prepared to always have a rough and tumble with those elitist and corrupt beasts of society. Lossum Riley, good morning. Good morning. Happy New Year. Lynette Jenkins, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Charlotte Grime, Colleen, Happy New Year. Perspective Power. Mara Thomas, Happy New Year. Sean, Happy New Year. Barbara Simpson, Althea, Happy New Year. Pamela Akola, Happy New Year to you all. Laverne, Happy New Year. Debbie Jarvis TV. Nadine Dyer, Happy New Year. Good morning, everybody. Lawrence Michaels, Happy New Year. Patrick Godfrey, Raymond, Happy New Year. Miranda Ruddock, Happy New Year, everyone. Good morning and welcome. You know, me not in the reading mode this morning, but me don't know how much I want to read this article with Khalil and the lawsuit by one of the parliamentary legal people. Them. I'm not really in the mood for reading, but me might have to fumble through it. I also have one article from Zara Burton. Whoa, what me probably want to fumble through. Globalist, me no wake up yet, Causing to say me go bed late. Me go bed this morning, tick o'clock this morning, me go bed. On a share and call crowd, cause we are go draw up Dennis Patron in front of we this morning. The Dennis Patron will get the job on a gentleman handshake. The Dennis Patron will lack integrity just like Andrew Holness. On a call Dennis Patron, tell him say, new year no make we feel any calmer. War a go on all in a new year, Dennis Patron. So we're dead in the trenches, Dennis Patron. But make we talk about the little wharf dog first, no? Make we talk about the little wharf dog first because from them push out Valerie Curtis, I be a nonsense. I go on in a parliament and Juliet get the right person. You see, in the civil service, anytime they can tolerate you, you are not signing off on their corruption and you are not agreeing with their corruption. Supreme Court Black clerk dismissal of senior lawyer at Garden House. The Supreme Court has temporarily blocked clerk to the House of Parliament, Colleen Law, from dismissing a senior legislative counsel whose employment was due to end on the 31st of December. Bear with me, they're tired. The court has also permitted Tiffany Stewart to pursue a judicial review of the notice in a bid to have it dismissed as unfair and a breach of natural justice. Judicial review allows court to assess, among other things, whether public authority acted fairly. Justice Dale Palmer granted the 28-day restraining order on Wednesday after he has barred the clerk or her agent from terminating Stewart's employment, implementing the notice of termination, removing her from the House of Parliament payroll, or appointing anyone to the position of senior legislative counsel. King's Counsel Douglas Lee, who represented Stewart, said the court has set March 3rd for the first hearing of the judicial review application. The application must be filed within 28 days of Wednesday's order, failing which the injunction would be lifted. The Senior Legislative Counsel, who was appointed on March 31st and placed on 6-month probation, that was due to end in September, but the clerk granted a monthly extension with the final cutoff set at December 31st. Lee said the clerk categorized the dismissal as administrative and probationary period had ended and that the House of Parliament no longer requires steward services. She challenged on the basis that the clerk's notice purported to dismiss her on administrative reasons, says Lees. On one of the factors of the court action, what we intended to argue, and I think found favor with the judge, is that she was apparently dismissed for poor performance. He told the Gleaner on Wednesday evening that there is a dispute over a performance improvement plan and related assessment and the termination breach principles of natural justice. The dismissal letter was procedurally flawed, says Lee, and the second factor, he said, the clerk has issued a memorandum in November stating that senior officers would either be confirmed or terminated by the end of December. So you see, all our Colleen have been doing, it's a setup all the way along. Breach of the natural justice and employment protocols. Then on the 19th of December, well before December 31st, she purported to issue the termination letter. So we contended that she had actually made up her mind before the actual date of confirmation or termination arose. So she make up her mind way before. So all of that little dribbling was to set her up to say, but no, we'll hear further on. Lee said the clerk legal team made very spirited argument opposing the application. Lull was represented in court by Deputy Solicitor General Lisa White of the Attorney General's chamber. So you see, we the people pay Colleen legal bill. Attorney Sharon Henry also appears with Liz. The dispute performance review. Now listen how Colleen corrupt. In filing, Stewart argued that urgent court intervention was necessary because her December 31st termination fell during the Supreme Court Christmas vacation. You see, them do it for try, make sure she not have a quick legal redress. She stated that this would have rendered any later challenge meaningless and cause irreparable harm to my profession and reputation and career. So Khalil tried to stitch her while Parliament and well, quote, on Christmas recess, so she wouldn't have a quick legal redress. Them people are crook, you know. A big corruption, this little girl, go on pants since she come in. Exhibit containing Stewart's application unveil a bruising series of exchange with the clerk who gave Stewart a below average performance appraisal for the probationary period from March to September 30th. So between March to September 30th, she rated her as performing below average. And when somebody I go mark Andrew Holness paper, because I have long been saying Andrew Holness is performing way below average. Is there anybody out there who can mark the Prime Minister book for us, please? Continue reading. In the performance evaluation report dated October 2, the clerk expressed serious concerns regarding Stewart's professional conduct and output. She pointed to alleged lack of productivity, poor time management, a failure to adhere to administrative protocol, and propose a performance improvement management plan. Them are wicked people, yeah. Them are liar and thief, yeah. Continue read, yeah. The cumulative impact of missed deadline, lack of productive communication, severe punctuality issues, repeated instance of misinterpretation of instruction, failure to provide strategic leadership, and inadequate followed through on an inadequate followed through on key responsibilities, including procurement training. The same procurement training where the IC call out Colleen for. Colleen with credit card and with vehicle. Colleen with credit card and with vehicle. Never mind them. Let me read over. Yes, so. I wish but the sentence start again. Cumulative impact of missed deadline, lack of productive communication, severe punctuality issues, repeated instance of misinterpretation of instructions, failure to provide strategic leadership, and inadequate follow through on key responsibilities, including procurement training, has resulted in significant operational inefficiencies. Reputational risk and breach of protocol, Lowell said in her general statement. You see how the little girl are rude? You see how the little girl are rude and from Valerie Curtis left parliament now function? However, Stewart rejected the criticism and refused to sign the evaluation report. She argued that the negative assessment was not a fair reflection of her work and requested a meeting with the Speaker of the Senate, with the Speaker and the President of the Senate and a union representative to resolve the issue. Look pa who she have to go to know. Tom Tavares and Juliet Holness. Dog, I'm sure if Dog Pa could tell you, Dog Pa would tell you to stay away from those two. My lady, oh, I'm sure, Miss Stewart, if Dog Pa were to speak to you now, she in then tell you, say, tan far from Tom and tan far from Juliet. That's all me have to say, lady. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, forget about it. The continuous threat of employment termination. The monthly extension of my probationary period. The gross adverse performance evaluation, the delay in my appointment to the post of Senior Legislative Counsel, and my exclusion from critical administrative, policy, and human resources meeting, thereby exposing the Parliament to diverse legal risk, she said in a response to the termination notice. So Khalil, get somebody with a turn up to her. Is not somebody with humble like Valerie Curtis will just step aside and leave them to go on with them crookedness and them corruption. Stewart also said her aim in providing legal opinions to the House of Parliament is always provided here, Stewart also said her aim in providing legal opinion to the House of Parliament is always to provide impartial legal opinion that are not skewed to achieve a particular managerial or administrative outcome. This, for me, is the stinging paragraph. This paragraph explains everything that Juliet Holness is doing to undermine all of the normal processes of Parliament. You remember the two report on Nigel, when Nigel rent the building them for cobweb and butterfly and duppy and them something there. You remember how Juliet here we go round and round the mulberry bush until we lies to the Attorney General opinion supports her. And when the Attorney General opinion was published, it was a lie. It was a lie. And that paragraph, I'm going to read it again, because this paragraph from the Parliamentary Legal Council is a stinging indictment on the administration of this government with our highest office in the land. If you don't understand what this woman has said. The woman said her aim is to stay out of the politics. Make me talk here rather than reading. She said her aim is to stay out of the politics and the partiality and the partisan politics. She said she not do it. She said her job is to give honest and impartial advice. She has no intention or is in no hurry to give an advice where wouldn't suit Juliet outcome, how Juliet wants to twist, turn, and skew with Parliament. That is what the woman is saying to Khalil. I'm not going to be involved in your all corruption. I'm not going to be involved in pulling a wool over the people's eye. I'm not going to be involved in I do it my way. That's what she's saying in this paragraph. This is the most stinging part of this paragraph in the battle between Stuart and Lowell. That's the most stinging paragraph in the battle between them. Lowell responded on October 13, dismissing Stuart's assertion. Of course, Wafdog you would have, because that's the corruption people go on. When you go on like we're mad, we're propagandists, or we're PNP, or we're anything but upstanding Jamaican who want to see the truth and the right prevail. Lowell responded on October 13, dismissing Stuart's assertion. The evidence presented in the performance evaluation report regarding your chronic lateness, pervasive missing deadline, poor communication, and lapse in professional judgment remain valid and necessitates immediate and significant correction. Stewart's probation was also extended. No, Khalil was struggling here how to get rid of her, but Khalil was setting her up. If you are give her a performance evaluation report, so you are performing, my dear, below average, and you extend our time while on probation, come here, I couldn't think we're a fool. In a November 28 memo advising of the probation extension to December 31st, the clerk said it was being granted to ensure full compliance with established industrial relation best practice. This is the whole where they're pulling up. Industrial relation best practice. We don't have industrial relation best practice at Jamaica because you could have bright subtle if you not give up the front free, you still not go get the job and you still not go get a good evaluation, you still not go get a report. Because all of them, something there is based on cockistocracy. You have to give up something. You not qualify, you incompetent. And this is the problem we're cater with. I wish part me there. In a November 28 memo advising probation extension to December 31st, the clerk said it was granted to ensure full compliance with established industrial relation best practice and to provide a reasonable structure of opportunity for you to demonstrate sustainable and measurable improvement in the required area of performance. However, on December 19, the clerk advised Stewart that her temporary employment would be terminated on December 31st. Law cited the 1961 Public Service Regulation, which she states, among other things, allow authorized officers to dismiss temporary workers without giving any reason. That is when you don't extend the probation, my darling. For the avoidance of doubt, this termination is administrative in nature, arising solely from the assertion of any temporary employment and does not constitute disciplinary, the clerk said. So she had said, it's nothing disciplinary, even though I may give you that below average, I'm not dismissing you based on that. She would be almost wanting to have the argument, we don't require your service anymore. We just had that vacancy for that set time and we don't require you anymore, because they're trying to avoid legal responsibility. They're trying to avoid legal responsibility. But these idiots should know better. They're all lawyers. Khalil is a lawyer. Stewart is a lawyer. She think to say she is any little other give crutches staff out there. The whole on rub up in the same legal quarters. So don't think say Yago can run over Miss Stewart just like that. Like a you one guy last school. I wish part with her. In her court application, Stewart alleged that Lowell acted unlawfully by invoking administrative power to terminate her when the decision to terminate her was substantially based on allegation of poor performance and or misconduct. Stewart said using poor performance as a basis for dismissal would trigger an inquiry. So that's why she dropped it down to administrative, because they want to avoid legal responsibility. Idiot is an ex-lawyer just like you. Fool. Hmm? Is an ex-lawyer just like you. Me don't know how you think you could have pulled one silly one over her like that, because it's really a silly one you're trying to pull. She also claimed that the decision was unreasonable and that Lowell breached her constitutional right to a fair hearing. Lowell has rejected the allegation. Civil war amongst staff at Garden House. The court action is unfolding amid an intensifying rift between the clerk and sections of the parliamentary staff. This is another stinging paragraph from the court application. There's a civil war at the House of Parliament. There is a civil war at the House of Parliament because Andrew Holness, Juliet Holness, and Khalil are run it exactly how them want it. So nobody no have no rights there anymore. Like how no say MP have to toe the line with Juliet, is same way parliamentary staff at Garden House have to toe the line with Khalil or whatever she name, Colleen or whatever. So this application is opening up things. That's why we have to read sometime, you know. This legal challenge is opening up what a lot of we think. Bear with me 1 second, everybody. Bear with me, oh. Bear with me. This lawsuit is opening up things that they probably wouldn't want the public to know. The height of civil war that is going on in the highest office in our land. The court action is unfolding amidst an intensifying rift between the clerk and sections of parliamentary staff. The Speaker of the House, Juliet Holness, has publicly defended Lowell's tenure as administrative head of the House of Parliament since April 2024. Remember when they kicked out Valerie Curtis, attributing internal friction to resistance to reform. So Juliet Holness and Khalil have changed Garden House into their own image. There is a pushback going on, but it looks like the people them fearful. But this legal challenge is telling us, that it's a rickety-tickety going on over what we call House of Parliament. She has done a remarkable job and continues to do so. That's what Juliet said about Khalil, you know. She has done a remarkable job and continues to do so, area by area, cleaning up. Holness said to Nationwide Radio on December 10, adding that tighter control had generated accusations and spite. So you hear Juliet Holness come out and fully defend Khalil over Mulvina because Khalil a clean up. If Khalil a clean up Juliet, how is it that when Valerie Curtis did it, them report will come out upon now with the usage of credit card, the usage of vehicle The civil war where we are finding out now, the breach of employment process and protocols and oh, we never see them something there when Valerie Curtis was there. So how come Khalil a clean up or mess up Gillette Holness? Gillette Holness, clean up or mess up. Anyway, continue reading. Holness also respond to an Auditor General Department report that flagged multiple governance and procurement issues at Parliament, many of which emerged under the past 2 years. Under under FIAR tenure. Questions about the clerk's management approach have intensified following the Sunday Gleaner publication of internal correspondence showing that staff raised concern about multi-million-dollar project later flagged by the Auditor General for procurement breaches. These records include a memo and an email in which the clerk instructed staff to proceed with uploading bid document for a 24 million members launch renovation, dismissing what she described as hesitation by staff. In a separate 33.2 million procurement of air conditioned unit, she instructed that payment be processed despite concern raised about due process. This is Khalil where criticize people, you know. As the accountability officer of this organization, I am responsible for ensuring the smooth functioning of operation, and my instructions are final in this matter, Lol wrote. Warning that failure to comply would be treated as insubordination. You know that's something they can get rid of you from work for? Insubordination, you're not following rules given by your superior. See, everything this little girl do is a setup along the journey. Lord, Khalil, the legal challenger expose you. Me want to turn into a big biff and baff lawsuit. Me want to turn into a big biff and baff lawsuit, Khalil. The audit identified procurement breaches in both projects, including the use of improper procurement method, lacking of budgetary provision, and failure to document justification for emergency action. So when it suits them, they can use the emergency procurement method to avoid responsibility and to get exactly what they want. The clerk has declined to comment on the internal correspondence and later cautioned warned staff about unauthorized disclosure. Staff at Parliament are not allowed to leak documents. Thief them and get them to it. Make we dash them in them face. That's a form of rebellion that people in the civil service in Jamaica fail to do. It's a part of how all of us war against a crooked government. Only the people in the civil service have a role to play. We don't need to start leak. Make ear just come out and so like a balloon till all of the corruption done. The clerk has declined to comment on the internal correspondence and later cautioned staff about unauthorized disclosure, warning that leaks could attract disciplinary action under staff orders and the Official Secret Act. Kiss me blood clot as bad a cat would have sound. Never gonna pardon Panda Man then, yeah. The Official Secret Act, Khalil. The Official Secret Act. Me possible. No, don't cuss, don't cuss. The use of the Official Secret Act, my darling, cannot be used to protect your corrupt procurement method. This is public spending, my darling. This is the public dollar, my darling, in renovating public building. Oh, the Official Secret Act. Oh, the Official Secret Act is this information, colleague? Because for you to use the Official Secret Act, my darling, this information would have to be classified. Hmm? Is the information classified, Khalil? And how long? You see all these people intimidating? Hmm? They might use the Official Secret Act against parliamentary staff. In a democracy, oh, and we're talking about taxpayers' dollar. We're not talking about military or security decision taken by the government, which them have covered and them some of them diplomatic galanging. This is the administrative and the managerial operations of our parliament. And Khalil are checking the people them with Official Secret Act. No, sir. You know what they can do with you with the Official Secret Act, my people? There's so much things that they can do. They can use it to silence you. Understand how they deal with Julian Assange? On Monday, the Public Service Commission ordered the immediate reinstatement of the officer involved in the AC payment to their substantive role in the public sector. The officer who had been on acting assignment at the House of Parliament at the time was interdicted shortly after her tenure was ended. The interdiction followed a report by the clerk, according to a letter from the Office of the Service Commission. So unfortunately, very, very unfortunately, the civil war that took place and perhaps is still taking place in the House of Parliament is really the mess, said Anthony Williams, the attorney for the officer. That was the officer that deal with the payment for the one of them project the air condition or what's it like. That's the end of that article. When you see the level of corruption, my peeps, with Juliet and Khalil a carry out pan the people them. The Zara Burton article, yeah, is quite the shorter version. May I go read too? No? As PM Holness bemoans the images of desperate Jamaicans, his government routinely felled 1 in 4 hurricane victims and reduced food delivery going into Christmas. Charities, many have helped fill the gap. But what will happen as charities leave? A group of hurricane victims on December 13 that had come down to the main road from their community to the hill of Graspeace district in Culloden in Westmoreland, pleading for help. Since Hurricane Melissa made landfall in Jamaica on October 28th, the government has only provided food package routinely to a quarter of the more than 600,000 persons that it say are in need. That, according to an analysis by 18 Degree North based on disclosure by the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM. Pamela, thank you very much. The state entity leading the relief effort, that about 396,000 packages had been distributed as of December 2020, as of December 24, posting and each package to support is supported to serve 4 people and last the most 5 days. This situation has been particularly palpable over the last 2 weeks heading into Christmas. For 1 day last week, ADPEM, which falls under the Office of the Prime Minister, reported delivering as few as 625 packages to 74 communities, and despite inquiries, it hasn't explained why. That's the bit of that article from Zara Burton. I think it's a much longer article, but I got the free version because, you know, Zara Burton writes in a very long-winded fashion. But these are the decadence we have in our country. These are the decadence we have in our country. Now we're going to go to Pachong. Pachong has a sat down with Lady Bellamy. Lady Bellamy and Pachong have a sit down. Let us remind you of when Mark Golding reminded Andrew Holness of his sore foot. Before we go to Dennis Pachong and Lady Bellamy, let's remind you of the final debate leading up to the general election.
Again, Andrew Holness is being disingenuous and tricky. The Integrity Commission referred his matters to the Financial Investigations Division, a law enforcement agency charged with investigating serious financial crimes, for further investigation. What was his response? When there was a vacancy at the head of it, he sought to appoint or influence the appointment of somebody who is his close personal friend and who had said publicly on nationwide radio that he didn't see anything wrong in the report on Mr. Holness's financial situation, the Integrity Commission's report. It was clearly a set-up job. And we feel that very strongly that this needs to be addressed.
Thank you.
Right. You remember, you know why things went over to FID. And you know who was appointed the head of FID. Now, Lady
Before I said it, they said, Mr. Chung, we will not.
With Lady Bellamy. I don't know what Pachong Opal Watson, what go on? I don't know what Dennis Pachong is explaining. I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know if he wants to show his impartiality or he's telling us about his incompetency. What it is that Dennis Pachong is trying to tell us here. Or is it that Dennis Pachong and Lady Bellamy has come together to set a narrative to say, whatever the decision in the Prime Minister's financial investigation, it has absolutely nothing, Diane Campbell, how you do, with Dennis Pachong, because Dennis Pachong stayed out of it. Let's listen to Dennis. Lion Pachong.
For me, even before I said it, they said, Mr. Chung, we will not discuss his case with you because we want to protect you. Right? So I never even deal with it. They were the ones who sat and they deal with it. So in terms of the status and everything, they're dealing.
So you're saying to me, you don't know the status?
No.
And that status has not been communicated to say, you don't know or you weren't told?
I don't, I
Which is it, Dennis? Are you a goat, Dennis? What it ain't for? You don't know or you don't know or a liar tell? Which is it, Dennis? But because Lady Bellamy have an agenda, Lady Bellamy is not calling out or pushing back on Dennis.
For me, even before I said it, they said, Mr. Chung, we will not discuss his case with you because we want to protect you. Right? So I never even deal with it. They were the ones who sat and they deal with it. So in terms of the status and everything, they're dealing.
So you're saying to me, you don't know the status?
No.
And that status has not been communicated to say, you don't know or you weren't told?
I wasn't told. I don't know.
And you've not sought to find out?
No, I don't, because they update me on other things. But they said to me, listen, we are not going to
touch that matter
with you.
In terms of is there a clock on it before I leave that? Is there a clock? Has the Integrity Commission written back to say that we need something back by X time?
I don't know. And
you've not sought to know?
No.
And the staff have not told you?
No.
And
we're not going to one bad word, no? We're going to one bad word this morning. We're not going to one bad word, no? We're going to one dege bad word. Me ask Dennis Pachong, what the blood clot you there do? You don't know, you don't care, they not tell you, you don't want to know. What you there do? Where pay Dennis Strong for Jamaica? This is the question. This is the question. The whole way, January morning, need to ask Dennis Strong, what the war it clot you there do? Because you say you don't know, you're not interested, you don't want to know, they not tell you. I know your business, what we pay you for, Dennis Pachong. No, sir. But tell them people to keep them out to themselves because anytime they mouth open, they create job for me. Every time these people mouth open, they create a brand new piece of work. Honestly, fool, honestly, we out here. You don't know, you don't care, you don't want to know, they nothing. So what you did they do? What we pay for? But I mean, I tell you, the waste of galang in a few country, be a waste of galang in a guan. Dennis Strong saying, don't care, they don't tell him. Dennis Strong in the chair. Not even pen and paper, they don't give you Dennis Strong. Dennis Strong in the chair around the table without paper and pen. God have grace help our country.
For me, even before I said it, they said, Mr. Chung, we will not discuss his case with you because we want to protect you. Right? So I never even deal with it. They were the ones who sat and they deal with it. So in terms of the status and everything, they're dealing.
So you're saying to me, you don't know the status?
No.
And that status has not been communicated to say, you don't know or you weren't told?
I don't. I wasn't told. I don't know.
And you've not sought to find out?
No, I don't, because they update me on other things. You know, but they said to me, "Listen, we are not going to
touch that matter.
Touch that matter with you."
In terms of is there a clock on it before I leave that? Is there a clock? Has the Integrity Commission written back to say that we need something back by X time?
I don't know. I don't know.
And you've not sought to know?
No.
And the staff have not told you?
No.
And you have no interest in asking them?
No.
That's one thing, the Prime Minister's business in this matter. You're saying that you have no interest in it.
Right.
Did you sit in on any of those committee meetings to deliberate about the task assigned to the FID by the Integrity Commission?
No, I might have sat in one thing where they asked me to do some things, to sign some things, but the deliberation of it in terms of the final thing.
You've recused yourself from those.
So Dennis Strong, this morning, January morning, Dennis Strong said, when they ask me to sign off, and all when me sign, I don't know what me sign, but boy, Dennis Strong gone on the list of idiots. Murder. Dennis Strong up in him out and reach on the list. Dennis Strong never even campaigned to get on the list. Dennis Strong never even campaigned to go on the list. Dennis Strong just opened him out one time. And Dennis Strong reached at top of the idiot list. Would you ever seen things goes like that? No, sir. Hey, we want our money, you know. We want our money. Because we see we are paying Dennis Strong for nothing. Jamaicans, you don't want back on the money? Talk to Jamaicans. Now that Dennis Strong come out and open him out and tell we say in Ungo dead in a one chair. You don't want back on the money? No, talk it to Jamaica. You don't want back on the money. You don't hear Dennis Strong say in the day I do nothing. You don't hear Dennis Strong tell us say even if they ask him to sign over a horse. Murder. Dennis Strong a sign when you don't know about Dennis Strong. A lie you lie or a fool you fool. Which one of them? Because if I know the two of them are work together right, yes, so one of them are overpower one. But you need to make we know which one of them you work with at the moment. We can't get the two of them to carry no, because idiot can't carry all heap of burden. Let me listen to Dennis Strong again, yeah. Can I tell these people to stop open their mouth. Stop open on a mouth. I've never heard so much no in one interview in my entire life before. I've never heard so much no. Somebody try to count Dennis Strong them no for me, please. I beg you to help me count Dennis Strong them no.
For me, even before I said it, they said, "Mr. Chung, we will not discuss his case with you because we want to protect you." Right? So I never even deal with it. They were the ones who sat and they deal with it. So in terms of the status and everything, they're dealing. So
you're saying to me, you don't know the status?
No.
And that status has not been communicated to say, you don't know or you weren't told?
I wasn't told. I don't know.
And you've not sought to find out?
No, I don't, because they update me on other things, you know, but they said to me, "Listen, we are not going to
touch that matter
with you."
In terms of is there a clock on it before I leave that? Is there a clock? Has the Integrity Commission written back to say that we need something back by X time?
I don't know. And
you've not sought to know?
No.
And the staff have not told you?
No.
And you have no interest in asking them?
No.
That's one thing, the Prime Minister's business in this matter. You're saying that you have no interest in it.
Right.
Did you sit in on any of those committee meetings to deliberate about the task assigned to the FID by the Integrity Commission?
No, I might have sat in one thing where they asked me to do some things, to sign some things, but the deliberation of it in terms of the final thing.
You've recused yourself from those deliberations.
Yeah.
And you recused yourself not because the Chief Technical Director is supposed to recuse himself, but you opted to.
Right. And based on their advice. Because
so they advised you to recuse yourself.
Right.
Dennis Strong go on. Dennis Strong go on this morning. We don't have no more use for you. Because we already realize by your own word, we pay you for do nothing. You sign off on just anything. Gloria Morris, how are you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone that has joined the live since we talk. Welcome. Thanks for your support throughout the years. And we hope to have an exciting awakening journey going forward, standing up for truth and justice in our country, and not to bow down or bend over to what these people want to take the systems in our country to their own personal whims and fancies. We must always stand up against them. We must always continue to push back. Because Lady Bellamy have an agenda to set. You know, the over Man Bachelet, that's so. She and her daughter, them are the government mouth protectorate. So them always are going to come out and set the agenda. Whatever you see or whatever you hear regarding the decision of the Prime Minister's integrity and financial investigation, nothing to see or hear here about what Dennis Pachong may have done, or nothing to see or hear here about Dennis Pachong's decision, because Dennis Pachong totally recused himself from all of that. Why then is it Dennis Chung? You know, so you never qualify for the job. Why you not recuse yourself from the entire job is the question. Why you don't recuse yourself? Because you say a job like yours, Dennis Chung, is not based on qualification. It's based on a gentleman's handshake. It's based on a gentleman handshake. Because we never say Fitzbailey qualify enough to do the job. Fitzbailey will turn commissioner wo yonder. We never see him qualify to turn commissioner Jamaica, nor for lead FID. But we get on the devil hellish demons them. We fi carry out on the devil hellish orders. This is what people don't understand when we say we country are turning to dictatorship. Because when the House of Holnesses, have the executive and the legislative say over our country, when they entrench people at the head of agency to do exactly what Ms. Stewart is talking about, to do things that achieve the outcome with Juliet and Andrew want. That is one of the focus pan out of this legal battle between Colleen Lull and the parliamentary senior legal officer. Everybody with him put in place must play the game and role that Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness desire, that allow Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness to achieve a particular aim. This court challenge is what this case is exposing to us, whether we want to focus on what is going on. Focus, Jamaica. Focus. The belt of wickedness is going to be tightened in 2026. The belt of wickedness used against us by this government is going to be tightened much more in 2026. the ride is going to be even much more bumpier. That's why I preach unity to honor. Because when we splinter and divided out there, them can pick way off one. But when we are a united front, they have to pay attention to us. We have handed over our country to a family, Jamaica. They are doing whatsoever they chose to do with it. And because they see that we are not pushing back, they are yanking away piece by piece by piece. Till little most of us know we don't have nothing left. We have to walk and take order from just about anybody where they put in place figure with order. All when they come out and tell we say they don't know nothing and they don't involve in nothing like a Dennis Pachong. We still going to have to take order from them. We still going to have to take order from them. So if we want to continue to be corrupt labor rights and corrupt PNP and not be upstanding Jamaicans, then we are going to face the brunt of it. Because one thing I can tell you, Labour, PNP, our church has not brought any of us any benefit. Labour, PNP, our church, the all of them were even a war over with disaster money. At the moment, none of them now have no interest in assisting us out of what we're in. Because you know what? It benefits them. They are profiteering off our misery. Look at how with disaster money a sheer up and we name now calling there. Fight out a road with Freemason and church over disaster money. We name still no call yet in the sheer up. JPS get for them, church get for them, and we still lay down under tarpaulin and zinc. Uno no get it? Uno don't get it, say this bigger than Labour Right and PNP. Uno don't get it, say the political class now suffer. Uno no get it. Uno no get it, say whatever destruction heaped our direction, the rich class and the political class now feel it. We can't make our country continue run on a gentleman handshake, Jamaica. This is why ADPEM is in disarray. Because and just strip away all of the technical people from ADPEM, all of the experienced people from ADPEM. And look what we left with now. We left with poor Alvin Gale. We want to take up and throw under the bus. And what we know, do you remember Senator Dwayne Nelson in the Manat's affair with whole heap of, I cannot recall. I don't remember him quite clearly, you know, but I can look back at the Manat Phelps and Phillips and the Bruce Golden bizarreness of all of what went down then. Jamaica people, we cannot surrender ourselves to them. We cannot be owned again, Jamaica people. We cannot be owned again. We have surrendered ourselves to one family. Look at what is going on with disaster money. You think at this time church and politician are head of the Freemason and head of the religious organization should have not quarrel over disaster money? These things shouldn't be happening. Because the focus should be on the people of Jamaica right now. The people of Jamaica, with them not able to give food. When I hit the like button, people, the first day of the year, when I can be act like when I have some grace and something, you know. We have surrendered ourselves. We have surrendered ourselves. And if we don't wake up and take back our powers, one thing I guarantee you, it's only going to get worse. It is only going to get worse. In this disaster, the government will be putting many things on you or at you. The government will be bringing many changes forward. Get out of your religious denomination and your political tribalism. It is what is holding you back. It is what is holding you down. It is what is allowing you to be led by your religious or political masters. I been a how you do. You just wake up. Me barely wake yet, me love. The hunger reason me drag me never even want to come live this morning, but when me can't lift any spatchung here tonight. Even though me would have want salty and pepper him put down. Me wouldn't want to put on Dennis Pachong till tonight, but me did promise myself on last night, because most morning I have a cold breakfast. I have a smoothie for breakfast most mornings, sometimes at least 5 days a week. So most of the week I'd have a cold breakfast. So this morning me decide say me want cornmeal porridge. So me buy me cinnamon leaf, because I prefer use the cinnamon leaf for tea and porridge than the cinnamon stick. I more prefer use the cinnamon stick when I boil medicine or so on. Me get up. Karen Wagwan, how are you there on road or in your house? Happy New Year, Happy New Year, welcome. Despite Parity and Black River mashup, Happy New Year. So me get up and draw some porridge this morning and me say, no, me have to come out pan Dennis Pachong this morning. Me can't season Dennis put on till later. And if we not just come and never hear what Dennis say, we go play. Oh, you're in a house, so the reception not too bad around you this morning. We go play Dennis Pachong. For those of you who just come, remember say, Dennis Chung was employed on a big salary. Dennis Chung was put in position of an organization that he doesn't have the requisite experience and competences for. No, he had an end of year sit down as head of a department or agency with Lady Bellamy. He had a sit down with Lady Bellamy from Compton. And I want you to listen to Dennis Chung. And his answers is in relation to the financial investigation that FID is carrying out in the Prime Minister's financial debacle of illicit enrichment and tax evasion. Listen to Dennis Chung, the head of the Financial Investigative Division. What an idiot.
For me, even before I said it, they said, Mr. Chung, we will not discuss his case with you because we want to protect you. Right? So I never even deal with it. They were the ones who sat and they deal with it. So in terms of the status and everything, they're dealing.
So you're saying to me, you don't know the status?
No.
And that status has not been communicated to say, you don't know or you weren't told?
I wasn't told. I don't know.
And you've not sought to find out?
No, I don't, because they update me on other things, but they said to me, listen, we are not going to
touch that matter
with you.
In terms of is there a clock on it before I leave that? Is there a clock? Has the Integrity Commission written back to say that we need something back by X time?
I don't know. I don't know.
You've not sought to know?
No.
And the staff have not told you?
No.
And you have no interest in asking them?
No.
That's one thing, the Prime Minister's business in this matter. You're saying that you have no interest in it.
Right.
Did you sit in on any of those committee meetings to deliberate about the task assigned to the FID by the Integrity Commission?
No, I might have sat in one thing where they asked me to do some things, to sign some things, but the deliberation of it in terms of the final thing.
You recused yourself from those deliberations.
Yeah.
And you recused yourself not because the Chief Technical Director is supposed to recuse himself, but you opted to.
Right. And based on their advice. Because
they advised you to recuse yourself.
Right.
This is more of a fireside chat than an interview, is it not? This is more of a fireside chat than an interview. But Dennis Chung say, if them push anything in front of him and say, sign this. God, dear Dunce. Dear Dunce say, if them push anything in front of me and say me fi sign it, me just sign it. Me don't know, no, I don't know, no, I don't know, bet. That's a fireside chat. That's really not an interview. But if we are prepared to accept these things, is what they will push our direction. But Jamaica, we cannot continue. We cannot continue like this, thinking that we are children of the government or we are properties of the government. We cannot allow the government to impose, cronyise, friend them pan with or without incompetency. The Financial Investigation Division, the Prime Minister friend control. JCF, the Prime Minister control. JDF, the Prime Minister control. Political Ombudsman, the Prime Minister control. Electoral Commission, the Prime Minister control. Housing, water, constituency development, road. Jesus Christ, Andrew. Give somebody else something for the road, you. Jack of all trade and master of F all, Prime Minister. Because see a simple disaster, you cannot coordinate it. You throw Alvin under the bus now for the whole away. Chop off Alvin. Alvin head too big for me swallow. I'm afraid for choke. Because big as for your head be, for Alvin look bigger. I prefer Nyama for your head, Prime Minister. We prefer bite round for your head. Peace. Till we get it down to where we can swallow it. But you now gonna make we come out here, come bite off Alvin Gale head when you and Desmond McKenzie take ADPEM and mash up ADPEM, and then now we not throw Alvin under the bus for we run over Alvin. No, not running over Alvin. The poor guy is struggling. The poor guy is a crony. And when crony love money and power, then we take any job and any bidding. And that's how people get job in a Jamaica through cronyism and their willingness to carry out particular instructions. Read the Gleaner article is exactly what Juliet Holness and Khalil Lowell is turning Parliament into. And when we talk, because we are propagandists or we feel hurt, they have a favorite thing to say over Facebook. It's because we feel hurt over September 3rd. Me not feel hurt over September 3rd. Me feel disappointed. Me feel disappointed that we chose an open highway thief. It's not a thief on back road where people don't really see. This is the thief of the high street. This is a high street thief where once you walk down the main road, you go buck up in. 3 years before we have charges in the SSL scandal. And then think to say, if we jump and shout hallelujah, when the government take with money lent to JPS, the government take with money and get to these demonic entity that they call churches, who militia should have picked up and dropped them into the sea of forgetfulness where all of these churches belong. And these corrupt, child molesting, offering gouging pastors have the nerve to come out and attack Mr. Warmington. In this war, I'm on the side of the Freemason. I would never join force with the church or politician. Make them say me evil and me and the Freemason the past side. But in this particular $75 million war, at the Freemason side me take. Because at least the Freemason can turn up and say, no, that $75 million I would have spent better upon the people them. This $75 million, said the Freemason, would spend better upon the people them. Here what the wicked church come out and say. The wicked church come out and say, when them cut them, it's okay for them get it. Because when them collect the offering, them have to give it back to honor the Jamaica people. Jamaica people honor wicked, so honor the church blown up yesterday morning, wicked Jamaicans. If honor know better, Rowan Edwards there. Rowan Edwards blown up yesterday morning. Because to say, Rowan Edwards say, I get for no share of the loot. Rowan Edwards told us yesterday morning that you, the people of Jamaica, you, the church members of these various churches, are collecting your portion of the loot. So una get money from the church and from government and go on like say, una na get for no share of the loot as well. That's what Rowan Edwards says. And furthermore, Rowan even come out and say, government, them are picking in, you can't trust them to put money in their hand. Give we the money, make we help them, and then when we don't help them, the kickback have to involve Rowan, don't. When we help them, they will come back to you and you give them more money for do with church them. So we can spend money, We can spend money. We can hold money. So the picking mentality where them cheat with. The church say, forgive them the money. Make them look out on the roof. Jamaica is full of picking. Jamaica is full of picking. One have to have legal guardian. One have to have people who have power of attorney over on Jamaicans. So when you see me, jump on your shoulder. Don't raise up on your shoulder and lift up on your chest when you see me. Drop on your shoulder and walk in a slum and feeble way because you're not picking it. Because you can't spend money for yourself. The government have to give thief in Rowan. Karen, that thiefing boy. You know that thiefing boy, Karen? Him a one on an Adventist pastor. Tell me if you know him. Bloody cat. Anyway, let's go back to the squabble over money with Mr. Warmington and the pastors.
Primetime news follow-up now. Church leaders are firing back at criticism from government MP Everett Warmington about the $75 million approved to help faith-based institutions and churches recover after Hurricane Melissa. Details in this report. It's been less than 24 hours since government MP Everett Warmington publicly objected to the government's allocation of $75 million to help churches rebuild from Hurricane Melissa. But already, the clergy has come out swinging.
Of course, Mr. Warmington just loved to talk.
In an interview with TVJ News on Monday, Mr. Warmington questioned the justification for the allocation by Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness and argued that many churches are financially stable and should care for themselves at this time. However, Bishop Delford Davis of Power of Faith Ministry International dismissed that claim, arguing that some churches are in fact struggling financially.
I can't speak to the wealth of the congregations or the church generally. One thing I know, church is generally supported by the love, the free will gifts of tithes and offering of its members. So, of course, the whole question of wealth being amassed, I can't speak to that. I know churches struggle to carry out their missions because the mission of the church goes way beyond the four walls.
Bishop Rowan Edwards of the Lighthouse Assembly went further.
Not many churches have money that Mr. Warmington is talking about. Many of the rural churches don't have a proper account. They don't have an account because the money that the church makes has to be given back to the people who attend the church. So they don't have the kind of money that Mr. Warmington is talking about.
In raising his objection, Mr. Warmington also suggested that the affected churches consolidate their membership with others. Bishop Davis says it could be considered. However,
the very fact that we know that there's a need for the weakness of the church in each community, I would rather support us standing with each community and with each local congregation to make them a light shining in that particular area than to consolidate in certain areas. I believe it will create a void within those communities from which those congregations would be.
For Davis, the young light we see when the pastor pull down on a zip in a dark. That's the young light we see found. Jankro, child abusing pastors.
Removed.
The pastors commended Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness for approving the allocation, describing it as a timely intervention which highlights the government's recognition of the role churches play in society. But for Bishop Rowan Edwards,
at the same time, we have to realize that people are without roofs. People don't have a place to live. We would ask Mr. Prime Minister that you give the church the money to help their people.
Where you see how much of the Archbishop them come out? When Pastor Dick did a teach Batty in a church, not one on who come out and say a word about Pastor Dick, but you come out and a quarrel. You literally come out and a quarrel over disaster people money.
To put back on their roofs. When their roofs are gone back on, now you give us more money to put back on our church roofs.
In the meantime, the church leaders are calling for constructive discussions, insisting the issue should be focused on recovery, partnership, and national resilience.
While state do not run church, and church do not run states, but it's a wonderful thing for church and state to collaborate in all the ways that they can.
In the meantime, clergymen based in rural Jamaica are also taking Everald Warmington to task for his position. In St. Elizabeth, the clergy says the cash would be a boost to the church's mission.
That money is well needed.
Dirty Michael Parkinson of the Seventh-day Adventist Church of Goshen. Dirty Michael Parkinson of Parkins of the Seventh-day Adventist Church of Goshen. Young Glenn Samuels must open a self for me. You and Glenn Samuels must up on yourself for me, because a long time the Adventist communion a thief Michael Parkins. A long time Adventist a thief. When you spend some of the money now and come out of the people them pocket. When you love poor people pocket too much junk. All you know that they do a paperwork. You not even preach again. You can't preach again. because everything is focused on money, power, and authority. The same authority what on pastors use and lift up people's skirt and pull down picnic pants. When you stop going like on somebody, you know. When you stop going like on somebody, because you know say me know say you don't somebody, you know. Stop it.
I want you to know that the church has a very special mission, and that is to help humanity. And that is really what the church has been doing. So, I mean, the government, a matter of fact, cannot do everything. And the church is actually...
Call Reverend Patrick Allen. Call Reverend Patrick Allen. Tell Reverend Patrick Allen, say, the how much millions, over 40 millions a year, or how much millions a year, what we have spent on King's House. The amount of money Reverend Allen stole when Reverend Patrick Allen was the president of East Jamaica Conference. Tell Reverend Patrick Allen, say, I don't know him as G.G. Allen. Tell Tiffin, Reverend Patrick Allen, say, the church offering, the people them tied where Reverend Allen take and go gamble at Castus and Olin. They fit take it and go fix the church then. Tell Glenn Samuel, say, empty God bank account, God now go vex. If them want to believe say God take Melissa and Clark with them, we can't use God money. We never see when Russia Jack Bumper, what's him call her, that little girl Zelensky. We never say Biden and Keir Starmer them take Russia own money by Bam give Zelensky to fight Russia. So if God take we and lick we down, we can take God money and fix, we can take God money and fix back God church and move from here. We don't love dead meat too much. We don't love dead meat too much. Use God money and fix God business. And it people save up money for. God no want it when he come. Milk and honey already die heaven. We're not going to need money to buy milk and honey in heaven. Go in a God bank account. Raymond, there's no separation between state and church. There's no separation between state and church. The state has always been the church has always been the state. These are some of the lies that the people tell we. The church and the state has always been working hand in hand to our demise. So they can't come fool with. There's no separation between them. That's why you see the two of them are gang up and win at the disaster over money. That's why you see the Freemason, what the church denounce, what the government don't want to admit to, even though Everard Warmington tell we in a parliament, Tuesday is my Freemason day. And Everard Warmington have to stand up and on nail favor hang pan thick. Things we hang pan nail hang sturdily. A thick favor hang pan. When don't try to come pull wool over with eye, please. Please. Don't come pull wool over with eye. We are paying close attention. We wish more Jamaicans would pay close attention to the demons amongst us. You see, any day on a wake up like summer way, you will literally see the demons amongst you. Trust me, it will not be difficult to identify demon because you have the eye for them. It's like it's just written all over them.
Doing a wonderful work in helping people, in better people's life in many ways. So if this time comes around where the church should really get a particular help, I don't see why the church shouldn't get any form of help from the government if the government wants to give it. I think Mr. Warmington is misinformed or doesn't really understand the mission of the church. Because the mission of the church is really to help.
The mission of the church, sir, is to steal and tell lie. And you can sue me on that, and I would argue that successfully in court, because one could never submit a bank balance to prove me wrong that on a thief. And me can open the Bible and show no so na liar. Me can show no say we wanna learn at university, wanna come out still a lie to the people them. That's why I hold them in contempt. Because when I use spells against them by the very words we want to use to them, by touching them in our head, by checking out on our hand, and I put spell upon them in the name of claiming say bloody demons are praying. You think junk can come near me? Know say me a hooligan anyway. Right? You dirty pastors. You all know that I'm a hooligan. And if it's one thing with pastors, pastors stay clear of hooligans.
With the needs and the situation of mankind.
Minister Parkins contends the church is among the institutions helping Jamaicans through the crisis. Therefore, it is not wrong for the state to assist.
Consider it. Where you go when you have funerals? Where do you go when you have weddings? Where do you go when you have child education?
Where we go when we have funeral and wedding? To church for a fee. We have to pay on a fee for wedding and funeral. So we don't come there for free. We have never interact with the church and it don't cost we. Let's be real now, Michael. Come on, Michael. Come into reality. Just step over the line and come into reality for a while. When have we ever interacted with the church, Michael, and it don't cost we pocket? Tell me now. When have we ever interacted with the church? Sometimes when we are embarrassed with, when we see we not deep in our pocket and come up big. When we keep funeral at that time no wahala, because you know say only a foreigner come down for funeral and the dirty show off foreigner them with the deep in them pocket and all to foreign money in the offering plate. So don't go on like say funeral no benefit to no junk crow. I want to know, ever do not want to collect offering for? Hey, don't make me kneel to the cross this morning, first day of 2026 in the Gregorian calendar. But in a calendar, at the first day of April. That's why them tell we say all full day, not the first day of New Year when spring and everybody come to life. No, is this daunting dead December where they want we spend out with money. And then January, the white man sit down and count up and say, look at my profit. Look at your profit, white man, from out of Ufa pocket. And that we continue to do. Year in, year out, we prop up the white man economy over these bullshit so-called one day of fuck all. Literally, it's just like that. Because people spend the whole year building up for Christmas. And when the one day come, your belly full, so till you're tired and the day pass and you don't even realize that was the day that you spend so much time building up and spending for. Can we forget about the bullshit and do something constructive? I mean, we are learning in it. Can we use these things to our benefit and stop the... Anyway, them say the first day of the year, you feel calm and be mannerable and all of that. But when we bump into fools like Dennis Chung, when we bump into fools like Dennis Chung, Delpha Campbell, Michael Parkins and Rowan Edwards, who owe the people them and tell us that don't follow the people them. When we collect the money, the people them get back their share. You understand? When we collect the money, the people them get back their share. Jamaicans, not embarrassed, the liar, wicked thief in pastor them come out, come embarrass you. Why? When me tell you, say, pastor lies, Them pastor are lying, The pastor said, the money with the church collect, the church have to give it back to the people them. And the people them stand up and won't come talk if they ain't get the money or not. So once we don't hear no attack, We have to admit, say, we don't get the money where Rowan Edwards are talking about for true. You see, if we don't wake up, we are going to turn it into a sad reality of a superpower of the Caribbean. I don't know what they're talking about when they say that. Literally, I'm bamboozled by that phrase, the superpower of the Caribbean, with an economy next to Haiti, even before Melissa. Huh? Jesus. Jamaica people, we need to take ourselves up. This is why everybody come trample over we. This is why everybody take liberty away. This is why the church can tell the government to give me the money, make me fix their roof for them, because you can't trust them with the money. And on a turn up there with the idiotness same way of going to church, go throw no offering. All right, if you don't want to have a social gathering, form a community group, and you can decide the day you meet and you have community activity. We would live better as a people. We would get to discuss more things as a people than discussing the God nonsense and the Jesus Christ philosophies of nothing do us good. Church not take we know Jamaica people. If church and prayer did work, we could not go backwards. So, church and prayer did work, particularly if we look like we have more church than house sometime. It's not working. It is not working. I know, because you're so wrapped up in the fear and admonition of God, you don't want to ask these questions, or you don't want to have these conversations. I am stupid enough to have the conversation, because my 51 years with at least 40 good years of memory, I don't see the benefit. I have seen the regression of the churches. They have nothing about them anymore. It's a fashion show on Saturdays and Sundays. It's a who pray better. It's a who testify better. It's whose house is better. Let's form community organization where we can discuss amongst us the issues that affect us. And when government come, the ones are 4 or 5 years, if you can tell the lie and if you pay we off, we can work as a unit rather than corrupt labor right and wicked PNP. Because neither church, PNP, nor labor right, no good for we, the poor working class people of Jamaica. For the time we have been with them and around them, you show me the progress. Because the church been promising us heaven, milk, and honey. And them are charged with furry. And we don't see no fruit of beer. The politicians have been promising us road, water, and lights into eternity. Look at them now. We just have to lend JPS 150 million US dollars. The same thing we get in our catastrophe bond insurance. Fika generator, portable generator got Cheddar Beach. And Darrell Vaz said, we don't question it. It's because we're wicked and spurious and malicious. Because we're spurious and we're malicious. Don't even talk about Fable, poor thing. Poor thing. Don't even go there with her. Because if we go there, we might become as dumb and docile as the minister. God help Jamaica, you know. Because if we, the people, fail to pick ourselves up, these bunch of let's govern by the mobile phone, let's govern by the picture and the optics, because that's what we use to fool them on the election campaign. Let us keep the resources that is coming into the country now, because we will need them to buy vote. If you people don't wake up, I want Jamaica people, I want hold someone with a wet rag, you see. I want hold someone with a wet rag. Because oh no, licky, wanga got doubled and entrenched in the political corruption of our political masters, because they're not leaders, you know. Masters and leaders play two different roles. I don't know, just sit down there. So I hit Dennis Strong could have come out and tell we say, no, I don't know, I don't care, I don't understand, I'm not interested. All I'll do once a Hansen thing give me, I just sign it and go on about my business. They have provided me a chair. They paid me to sit in the chair. Sit in the chair, I will. Marcus Garvey said, though, unite or perish. Thank you very much for being here with us the first day of the Lion Gregorian calendar 2026. No wet rag me want beat them with. Somebody ever lick you with one wet rag yet? You ever get a good beating with a wet rag? Some of these Jamaica people are wet rag. A wet rag will beat them with. Because the nonsense, especially the labor right them. The labor right them would want to put them in a ants bed because me no know them hard to come to. Me no know where do them, but labor right hard to come to. Labor right hard to come to. If you put them down pan rock and you take hammer, you try to knock them, then just fly go whoa yonder. So you search in about labor rights hard to come to. And this is a part of Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness's power. Because they are not challenged by those who support them, even to their detriment. But you know, go on labor rights, go on. One day, the bucket bottom will go pop out. And any day you're not ready to turn upon this government, where we just turn up back on you push us so and say, give to them. Give to them. Unite or perish. Thank you for being here this morning. Welcome on this evening. You the place cool. Hey, a judgment weather over here, you know. One galang in over here yesterday see a weather. London no used to them a galang in here. Me hope it me case and ease up so the weather can get back to 110 degree or something like that, because the sub-zero now go work around here. But anyway, my people, it's a holiday. Have yourself an amazing day. Rest well. And, you know, we're on a journey. No, man, what happened to my main account? The main account, I hit name Global TV Group now. Me just switch around the name them. It's the same thing. The main account that was producer Wayne, it is now Global TV Group. And then what used to be Global TV Studios, it's now Universal Media TV. And what used to be Global TV, what used to be GTV Group is now Universal Vantage TV. It's all the same. It's just some name switch around. But all in all, we're still the Global TV 358 Group. Anyway, my peeps, thank you all very much. If we'll come back on this evening, you will see me still don't sleep yet because we never got bed till 6:00 this morning. So have yourself a wonderful day and be blessed. Long life, good health, prosperity. Thank you all for your support throughout the years. I really appreciate all of you. Happy New Year to all of you and an amazing journey into 2026. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
said, oh, run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So that's why I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, night. We gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war and cry. Fight down, me say Rastafari. War and cry and do the righteousness. And we love and we love Jaja. And we love Jaja. Rastafari, save all people. And we love Jaja. We love Jaja. We love Jaja. Rastafari, save all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just as I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Rastafari. Fight down, war and cry. Fight down, war and cry. Rastafari, war and cry. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari. We love all. And we love Jah. Me love Jaja. Me love Jaja. Rastafari, preserve all. Me love Jaja. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink. Oh, thy peace, God of my. Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation. Because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that they only sit aside and rub and cheat and not press the poor. Make up what I sing to him. Make him a throw one stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan. Make him a throw one stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see? They didn't sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. I. show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and Joe one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big him and Joe and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman Joe and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.